Swalwell's attorney, who's also a NewsNation legal analyst. Obviously, she's acting in representation of his rights right now. Sara Azari. Sara, thank you for taking the opportunity.
Thanks for the opportunity, Chris.
First question is process. Have you heard from prosecutors in New York or in California?
I have not, Chris. I know that Congressman Swalwell's prior attorney reached out to the Manhattan DA's office. I am going to be following up. We have not heard back from them. I have reached out to the LA DA's office, and I've also not heard back from them. So as we sit here today having this conversation, there is no, and I think this is very important for your audience, there are no criminal charges or any sort of civil complaint. These are all allegations in media.
They are some of the most serious ones we've heard directed at a politician. It's not behavior. It's not about appropriateness. These are serious crimes.
Mm-hmm. Undoubtedly. I mean, I don't dispute the severity of what is being alleged here. You know, being alleged that he committed rapes, one person was allegedly drugged. But the issue, and that underscores sort of why we can't hash this out in the court of public opinion and why I'm here. Because as you know, Chris, you know, it's not my style to you know, litigate my own cases in media. But I'm here because these allegations are false, and he's been advised not to make any statements, so I'm doing that on his behalf. And it sort of underscores how important it is to defer to the process, to let us get to the real court, the court of law. And, you know, I heard one of these accusers saying she has the receipts, and I'm quoting her. We have receipts too, right? But the court of public opinion is not the venue to bring out receipts. And, you know, this click, click, click game is you know, this is not where these very serious allegations need to be hashed out. And that to me underscores the necessity for the process.
Swalwell, his political disposition was very aggressive, especially on these issues. I mean, the signal is pretty obvious by him stepping away, not just from his campaign, but leaving Congress. If there's nothing to these allegations, why do that?
Well, what he did was what he should have done. I think it demonstrates a tremendous amount of accountability, not because he's done these things and he's stepping down, but because how could he properly defend himself and represent his constituency with these serious allegations pending? So he couldn't be able to do his job properly, and it was the right thing to do, and he did it. He did the right thing.
How do you deal with the fact that the congressman would have been the first one to say the women should be believed?
That is who he is. Remember, he was a prosecutor before he was a congressman, before he, you know, for 20 years was a public servant. That is who he is, and I don't care if you don't like him. I don't care if you are passing judgment because of inappropriate sex or immoral sex. The issue that we're talking about here is whether it was unconsensual sex that is criminal sex. And, you know, two adults consenting, which is our position, is not against the law. And so what I say to jurors, I'm going to tell your audience, regret is not rape. So the fact that, you know, a day later, years later, or whatnot, you maybe had shame around what you did, or maybe you were in a relationship and shouldn't have done what you did, doesn't make it rape. And I just want to make another point, Chris, and this might be obvious to you, I'm sure it's obvious to you, but to a lot of other people, is that if it's conspicuous, the timing of this, it's because it's just no coincidence that this is now being done as a political hit job on the eve of, you know, a governor run in California where he was leading the race, you know? So I'm a woman. I've been in compromised situations. I've represented women. I've represented men in this very context in my career of 20 plus years. It's not about why am I doing this? How could I represent this person? I'm proud to represent him. I don't believe he did these things. And, you know, it's not about male or female. It is about the process. And it's about justice. And we're not going to get justice in the court of public opinion.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.